This is video number 2 in a special series teaching beginners tapestry crochet. In this video, I'm teaching how to add different colored yarn and how to change colors while you crochet. My name is Sandy Marie. I'm the owner of Crochet Fiber Art. If you're new to my channel, or you just want to learn how to tapestry crochet, please consider subscribing. As each video is created, I've also created a page on my website with the lesson and a free PDF download. You'll find the link to my website in the YouTube description below. So let's get started. It feels so good to know that some of you are interested in learning tapestry crochet. This series is going to go well past beginners, but I figure we got to start someplace. Now I've chained 31. This goes with the checkerboard pot holder that we'll be making. We'll be crocheting into the back loop of the chain. This I showed you in the first video of this series. If you need to see how this is done, you can use the link in the top right corner to go to that video. To make a checkerboard design, you only use one other color. It's easy to add it to your work. Insert your hook into the chain as though you're going to work a single crochet. Now we're doing back loop, so you need to turn the chain over. Remember that you need to skip this very first one, and this is actually the first loop that you're going to crochet into. Insert your hook into the chain. Just like you're going to start the single crochet. Then you need to lay your other color over the hook. Just like so. Now you're going to be crocheting over and around this throughout the entire piece. Finish the single crochet stitch. Now for this checkerboard, we'll be single crocheting 5 of one color and then 5 of the next color. That was one single crochet. Now you need to make sure that you carry this color while you crochet. Simply pick it up and crochet over and around it as you go. So we insert our hook again into the chain. Oops. Pick up the next color, lay it over, and single crochet over and around it. That was 2. Now it does get a lot easier as you go, and you'll find that the chain is really the hardest part to crochet into. That was 3. And this is 4. Now it's important to stop at the stitch right before the last one in that color group. What you do is you just turn it over. You see how that stitch is really showing through here? For this one, you would actually pull on both sides, and that straightens the yarn underneath and sort of buries it. Then you're going to do the last stitch in this color group, and you would simply insert your hook. Make sure you're carrying that yarn. Start the stitch. And this is where it's just a little bit different. Drop your original yarn. Pick up the next color and finish the stitch with your new color. Now, just like we did with the red, you're going to single crochet 4. Make sure that you're carrying this red color. I know it's very dark. This one goes with my kitchen. So we're going to go ahead and single crochet 4. This is 1. This is 2. And this is 3. Now you might want to consider doing your chain a little bit looser than what I did. I do have a tendency to crochet a little bit too tight. And that's 4. Now again, here you want to stop and you want to straighten the yarn, but you don't have that second one on the end to pull on. So what you do is you simply hold this tight and grab a hold of this yarn and pull. That straightens the piece of yarn. Now you don't want to pull too tight, because if you pull too tight, you'll actually bunch these stitches together. Something that I kind of do, I don't know, just by force of habit, is after I straighten the yarn, you saw me just kind of run over the stitches. What that does is it straightens it back out, just in case I pulled too tight. So now we're going to finish the color group. Make sure you're carrying that piece of yarn. We start the stitch just like we did normally. Then we drop this color, pick up the next one, finish the stitch. Now if you take a look at this, you can see that your next stitch, this red color here, is actually going to lay over the next row. You can actually see this a little bit better on the first one. That's why you change your color before you finish the stitch. This way you have a more defined edge, and that's part of what Tapestry Crochet is all about. Now, I've included this lesson on my website, and with it you can download a free PDF. You'll find the link in the YouTube description below this video. I'm going to pause, I'm going to finish the row, and I'll be right back. Now here you actually see the very first row done. You can see that there is a more defined area between the two different colors. To continue, you're just going to do a normal chain 1 and turn. So there's my chain 1, and then you turn your work. And you're going to continue now with the exact same color. So you're going to be doing the cream color. Well, I'm doing cream, but you're going to be doing your light color here, and then you're going to change colors and do your darker color in the next 5 stitches. The one thing that I find is probably the hardest thing to remember is that you do need to remember to pick up that other piece of yarn. Now the second row and all of the rows that you're going to be doing from this point on, you're going to find that it does crochet a lot easier. So just like normal crochet here, except that you remember to pick up that piece of yarn. Just like normal, you're going to crochet 4 again. So that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now here you want to make sure that the yarn that you picked back up again is seated back into this corner area here. So you're going to pick up the yarn and you're going to just kind of pull on it a little bit. You see how that brought that yarn back down again? That way you don't have big loops sticking up right here. This would be your color change. So you would start the stitch normal. Then you're going to change color. And for mine, I'm changing color to red. And then you're going to pick up the lighter color that you've been crocheting with and make sure that you're carrying it. And you're going to continue. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want to pause here just a moment so that you can see there is a much more well-defined space that's right here between the two different colors. Make sure you stop, and again, all you have to do is hold on to the last color and pull on this one. You see how that straightens it out? And then this, of course, is your next color change. So you would start the stitch as normal and pick up your next color. Now, I want to point something out here for you because a lot of people get very frustrated because yarn has a tendency to twist while you're crocheting, especially during the tapestry crochet part. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all whether or not your yarn is twisted up here. As a matter of fact, you can keep your yarn straight. If you just remember that this is okay, your yarn's going to twist underneath the work anyways. So go ahead, allow it to twist here, but your goal is to keep it straight down here by your skein, skeins of yarn. And that way you don't have to stop every couple of stitches and rearrange your yarn. But there's your color change, and then we would continue with the next color. Now what I'm going to do, because the pattern actually calls for 5 stitches of each color and then 5 rows. Again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause. I'm going to finish the first 5 rows, and then I'm going to show you how to change color at the end of the row, because the next 5 that we do are actually going to be your light color, dark, light, and dark. So I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, I have done 5 rows and it's time to alternate the colors. So I'm going to show you how to do a color change at the very end. Your first step is to stop at 4. Of course, make sure that your other yarn is nice and tight under there. Tighten this 4th stitch. Now, not unbearable tight, but just kind of snuggle it down just a little bit better than what you would normally crochet. Then start your stitch just like you normally would. Make sure you're carrying your yarn. And do this like you would do a color change. So you would stop after you started the stitch. Then drop this color. Pick up the dark color and finish the stitch. Now keep this stitch a little bit tighter than what you normally use on your tension, but not so tight that you can't crochet into it. Then you would do your chain 1 and turn, and you're going to just start with the next color. So you would insert your hook, bring up the yarn, and do your single crochet stitches. Now I'm going to stop here after the third stitch because I want to show you the end. Now you can arrange this part of the yarn here a little bit. Just pull on that and that brings that in. And what you've actually done is you have put the white pretty close to the end of the row and started with the red here at the top. So that way it just looks a little bit better. Now we're going to be putting a finished edge on this anyways, so it really doesn't matter, but you might as well learn how to do it correctly. Don't forget to check out the YouTube description below. There you'll find helpful information and the link to my website where you can see the written lesson and download the free PDF. If you liked this video, please click the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Click the little bell if you want to be notified of the next videos. Thanks for taking the time to watch. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, make it an awesome day.